My name's Ember Knox. I'm 28 years old. And my own family tried to convince a room full of Chicago's elite that I was just a line cook scraping by, right up until my face lit up on the massive projector screen as the CEO behind the nation's fastest-growing dining brand. Dad cleared his throat, forcing a smile. "She cooks for a living," he said, voice smooth but laced with apology, waving his hand like he was brushing crumbs off the table. My brother Lane barked a laugh. "That's it? A chef?" The room chuckled politely. I stayed quiet, fingers tight around my glass of water. I knew what was coming. The projector flickered to life. The Culinary News Network anchor smiled wide. "Tonight, meet the woman who turned frozen meals into a $10 million empire." My photo filled the screen. Office, not kitchen. The laughter died instantly, and the silence that followed could have shattered glass. Before I tell you what happened next, drop a comment below. Tell me where you're watching from. It still blows my mind how far these stories reach. Now let's rewind to the night everything changed. 5 years earlier, a quiet office at Northwestern University. My advisor, Mackenzie Bain, stared at me over her glasses. "I had internship offers from top firms," I explained, "but instead I'm withdrawing." She blinked. "You're sure?" "You're on a full ride." I signed the paper anyway. At 23, I'd run the race my family mapped out since high school. Perfect grades, legacy admission, the golden ticket to Wall Street. But that finish line felt like a cage. I wanted to build something real, not shuffle spreadsheets in a glass tower. My idea? A food tech startup revolutionizing frozen meals with smart recipes that actually tasted home-cooked. Dad would hate it, but I had to try. I called him before the ink even dried. He answered mid-meeting, voice clipped. "Ember, make it quick." "Dad, I'm leaving the program." Silence, then a hiss of breath. "Leaving? For what?" "To start a company. Food tech, optimizing recipes for mass production. It'll make frozen food actually good." He laughed, short and sharp. "Recipes. You want to play with ovens instead of closing deals. We didn't pay Ivy League tuition for you to be a short-order cook." His tone hardened. "Fine, do it. But you're on your own. No more checks. That tuition? Consider it a loan, with interest." I swallowed. "It won't crash. We'll see," he said, and hung up. That night, I packed a duffel bag. $500 in savings. No safety net. No turning back. My first shift started at 10 p.m. in a frozen food plant on Chicago's South Side. Steel-toe boots too big, hands in gloves, eyes stinging from steam, 16 hours a day. 6 days a week. $12 an hour. But I was learning, watching, studying every inefficiency. One night, a batch of lasagna failed QC, sauce separation, 40% waste. The floor manager, Carlo Rossi, stormed over, fuming. "Who loaded tray 12? Everyone froze. I raised my hand. "I did." He shoved the spec sheet at me. I scanned it, did the math in my head, and said, "The blast freezer's too cold. Drop the cook time, add a slow thaw cycle, and it'll hold." He grunted. "Show me." We ran a test batch. It worked. "Waste dropped to 4%. He slapped my back. "You got eyes, kid. Keep 'em open." From that night, I carried a notebook. Sketching data. Recording flow rates, waste ratios, flavor tests. Carlo became my first believer. We built, tested, failed, and built again. And out of those midnight shifts, Ember and Oak was born. Fast forward 5 years. Christmas Eve. The family estate in Lake Forest glittered like a movie set. Dad at the head of the table, red sweater. Mom in emerald velvet, Lane smirking over his wine. They talked mergers, condos, deals. When Mom turned to me, "How's the restaurant, honey?" Lane answered for me. "She means the lunch crowd." I smiled tightly. "Actually, we cleared 20 grand in the first month," Dad grunted. "That's a slow Tuesday for us," Lane toasted. "To Ember, may her oven never burn out." Mom laughed nervously. "Don't fight, it's Christmas." I smiled and stopped explaining. 3 weeks later, a text from Mom lit up my phone. "We need you at the Children's Hospital Gala. Black tie. Family table. Non-negotiable," I typed back. "Busy with launch." Her reply came fast. "Please." For appearances. So I agreed. But I added one note. "I'm bringing my own +1. My +1. A live broadcast. The night of the gala, the Drake Hotel shimmered gold, champagne, chandeliers, every power player in the city. Dad introduced me around like a pity project. This is my daughter, Ember. She runs a small eatery downtown. Lane grinned. Upscale TV dinners, basically. Laughter rippled. I said nothing. 8:14 p.m., dessert cleared. The screen descended. The Culinary News Network logo filled the room. Tonight, said the anchor, we honor the innovators reshaping how America eats. Meet Ember Knox, CEO of Ember and Oak, valued at $10 million in just 3 years. My photo appeared. Boardroom, not kitchen. Gasps, forks froze. Mom's hand clutched her pearls. Dad whispered, "This is a mistake." I stood, phone in hand. No mistake. And there's more. I tapped the screen. Another slide appeared. Legal documents, signatures, timestamps. Fabio Greco, I said, our early investor, sold 10% of my equity without consent. That triggers breach clause 5C. Effective immediately, you're terminated. 2 security guards stepped forward. The room watched in stunned silence as Fabio was escorted out. Dad rose. Ember, apologize. Now, I met his eyes. For what? For succeeding without your approval? Mom whispered. Please, think of the family. I shook my head. Family doesn't sell each other short. I walked to the podium, took the mic, and looked out over the crowd and the cameras. Success isn't measured by who claps for you. It's built in silence by people who believe when no one else does. I handed the mic back and walked out. Dad's voice followed me into the lobby. You'll regret this! I turned once. I already did. Every time I tried to make you proud, outside Lane chased after me. You think 10 million makes you untouchable? I smiled. No, it makes me free. Mom appeared behind him, mascara streaked. We can fix this. Come home. I shook my head. Home was a stage. I'm done acting. I got in the car. The door shut. And that was that. 3 months later, the Gala clip went viral. Knox Properties collapsed 8% overnight. Lane was demoted. Fabio declared bankruptcy. Meanwhile, Ember and Oak hit 15 million valuation and closed Series C funding. No calls, no texts, no apologies. Just peace. And to everyone still watching, thank you for staying till the end. If this story hit home, drop a comment below. Ever had to walk away to win? Share it. I rate every single one.